Hello everyone, it's Louisa, and in today's video we are returning to Decluttering My Life, and this is part 10, and we continue to declutter books. If you're a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Louisa, and I'm just a girl who is trying to incorporate her childhood, loves, and hobbies into her adult lifestyle. So, welcome to my world. This isn't where I normally film. This is in my childhood bedroom, which is where the majority of Decluttering My Life has taken place and continues to take place. But if you have never seen one of my Decluttering My Life videos, basically since May of 2021, I've been trying to declutter my entire life, a process that slowed down because I moved into an apartment, and stuff comes up. It happens, but I have a whole playlist of these videos, and I'm trying to declutter my life using the KonMari Method by Marie Kondo. Right now we are in step 2 officially, which is books. So we're going to continue with it. It's been a while since I've done one on books because, to be honest, books are a hard thing for me to declutter, and just in general, because I can go into Barnes & Noble or really any bookstore and I will read the covers of books and go, oh my gosh, so exciting, this sounds like an amazing book. But I am a very slow reader, and the amount of books I actually read and get through is very, very small. So it's knowing which books will I actually pick up one day and accepting that I might not get to it ever. So let me show you the books that we have sorted already so far. So we've sorted fiction books because here are my Babysitter's Club books. And sorry for the loud noise, that is a fan going because it's 1,000,000 degrees this summer. So, sorry. And then if we come down here, we have art books, cooking, I think some non-fictions that I haven't read or career ones. And then we also have some of these fiction books I haven't read, and then fiction books I have read. We've basically done fiction. Here are the books that I am not sure exactly what I'm going to do, but I will probably be decluttering them. And then up here we have my music books, so basically stuff from shows and concerts and whatnot. So that's what we've done so far, and we still have quite a bit to go. It's just because I'm a huge nonfiction lover. So yeah. Alright, so time to get back into it. It's time to sort through some nonfiction. Let's do it, friends. So what I started doing the last time I was working on this, which I don't think you guys saw, I don't think I filmed that video because I was like, it's not really that interesting. Right now, here are like autobiographies, biographies, and then I think these are just general self-help books. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going through them and I'm putting ones that I have dinged up or written in. So for example, this, The Secret Hero, a bunch of pages are dog flapped. That would go in a pile. And then this notebook, or this book, Today I Affirm, where I haven't written anything, it's completely brand new and untouched, goes into a different pile. So that's what we're working on right now. Piles. You can only see the top of one here, and then this pile only has 3, I guess, but okay. So now we're gonna decide what to keep, discard, give away, all that jazz. So first up in the no personal writing category, and this, I kind of struggled with where to put this book in which pile because I haven't written in it, but it's pretty dinged up. I've had it since, gosh, like 2003. So yeah, it's not in the greatest condition. Yeah, but But anyways, this was a huge book. I read it a lot when I was a preteen and going through puberty, and it's a bunch of really great stories. But I am past this point in my life, so I believe I will be donating this book. Next up, we have The Pocket Therapist, and this isn't meant to be a book that you read all the way through. Like, you can. It's meant to be sort of a thing, like if you're struggling, you can kind of just open to any page and be like, okay, let me try doing this to kind of feel better. It's kind of like something to help you cope while you're waiting to see your therapist. But I haven't read it. I haven't gone to it at all, so we're gonna donate this one. This is Broke Millennial, and I asked for this for Christmas, I think a year ago, I'm not sure. I have not read this yet. I really do want to read it though, so I'm gonna hold on to it because I really do want to read it. Then we have this book called Listful Thinking, Using Lists to Be More Productive, Highly Successful, and Less Stressed. And to be honest, this isn't a very long book. This book is 155 pages. So honestly, this is kind of a book I would look at and say, I could get that done. Like I could handle a book that size. So I'm gonna keep this one because if I'm like, I just want to read a book and it seems manageable, this would be one I would reach for. This is I Am That Girl by Alexis Jones, and I remember really liking this book when I read it. I'm not sure if it's really meant to be for my age group though, and I remember really liking it, but I haven't ideas from this book like that are specifically from this book. I don't really remember what they are, but then part of me is like, am I ever gonna reread this book? Probably not. So it's going away. And then we have You Are a BA by Jen Sincero. I really liked this book when it came out, and then I listened to her book, You Are a BA at Making Money, and I found it to be very privileged, or coming from such a privileged place. And so now I really question if I read this now with the knowledge that I have, if I would feel the same way. But I don't want to reread a book to see if I dislike it now more, so giving away. The Teen's Guide to World Domination, Advice on Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Awesomeness by Josh Shipp. This was one of my favorite self-help books when I was a teenager, and I actually got a copy for a friend I had that was a sophomore when I was a senior, kind of as a going away present. I was like, you should have this, because I think you'd find it useful. So again, have I reread it recently? No, but I read it a lot in high school, and I found it to be a great self-help book. It didn't solve all my problems or anything like that, but I do find the concept of it nice. So I'm going to keep it, and hopefully one day I'll be able to return to it and reread it. All right, this is called What Next? Your 5-Year Plan for Life After College. I want to say I got this at some point last year, but I haven't filled any parts of it out because it's like a journaling, and you know, you're trying to figure out where your life's going to go after college, the first 5 years. I believe I am 3 years from graduating college, I believe. Yeah, I'm 3 years removed from graduating college. And so I have less time in the 5 years than more time. And I think I'm okay with where I'm at. I don't think I need this. So, going away. This is Today I Affirm, a journal that nurtures self-care, that I got at Five Below. Great book. And it's basically fill in the blank notebook about affirmations and stuff like that. My love language is affirmations. That's what I need to feel heard and seen. And this is empty, but I'm not gonna get to it, so giving away. Over here we have the pages that are kind of dinged, or the books that have writing them or whatever. So I'm gonna assess the damage and see what to do. So this is called 50 Ways to Yay. I didn't read the whole thing, but I did read like the first 4 chapters, and I did underline a few things. And did put in my writing for, I think, like the first 4 chapters prompts. But I think that's it though, so honestly, I think if I gave it away, like I think, okay, well then I didn't fill that part out. Okay, so I only filled out the first 3 chapters, so, and from what I put in the notes, it's nothing like too super personal. It's pretty general, so it's okay. If someone wants to get white out and put in their own responses, that's fine. So we're gonna be giving this one away. Life After College, The Complete Guide to Getting What You Want. It's kind of like that 5-year plan book where I got this when I was just fresh out of college. And now I'm not as fresh out of college. So this is the page I got to that I didn't have any writing, and then this is how much of the book I never got to. So I think that's a pretty good, clear majority. I'm okay with that. Again, if someone wants to white out stuff and they're upset, that's fine. So there you go. And last but not least, we have The Secret Hero, which now, after watching some stuff, I used to be like, oh my god, The Secret's amazing, and then I watched some critiques about the documentary and the book and the concept, and now I'm like, maybe not the best idea. Even though a lot of the pages are tabbed, I don't know if you can see that, we can, there's no writing or anything in it, so I am perfectly okay with giving this one away. So out of all that, we're keeping 3 books and giving away, or getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yay! Okay, now we're going to do a similar thing with the biographies, memoir / self-help books. We're gonna be putting those into piles and sorting, and we'll go from there. Yay! Divided them into 4 piles this time. So this pile is the one where I haven't read them and the books are in fabulous condition, like brand new mint. These, I haven't read them. They are used or secondhand, but in decent condition, but I haven't read them. This pile are books I have read and they are in great condition. And then these are books that I have read that have writing in them or a ton of book or pages earmarked. So there you go. Time to decide what we're keeping and what we're not out of biographies, memoirs, all that jazz. Okay, so let's start with the books I haven't read that are in good condition. This is Taking Flight by Michaela, and I did start this book one summer. I got maybe to like chapter 5 but didn't finish it. I do think that this is a helpful story, and just being able to hear about other dancers' journeys I think really does help me as a dance teacher and dance educator, so I will keep this one. We also have Misty Copeland, Life in Motion, Unlikely Ballerina. I know a lot of dancers love this book, and I really should. I feel like I definitely should have read it by now, but again, I will be keeping it because it would help me as a dance educator to hear another dancer's experiences. Then we have this book, Untamed by Glennon Doyle. I believe I got this for Christmas a year ago or a couple years ago, I'm not sure, but it was a gift and I haven't read it yet, so, and it's still pretty recently new to me, so I'll be keeping this one. This one is a book by Kat Harris, and I got this for enrolling in a course the Love Your Single Life course by Stephanie May Wilson. And so they were like, hey, you can get this free book. And I just don't think I'm going to get to it or enjoy it, so I will be giving this away. Next, we have the books I haven't read that are used or secondhand. We have this I'm Chevy Chase and You're Not book. This one's tough because I know that Chevy Chase he's known to not be nice to people that were on set with him, and is just known to have a bad attitude. And generally I don't really like to support people like that, but he also was my favorite actor of the 80s and just a huge part of pop culture in the 80s. And so I did start this book, but I didn't finish it, and part of me is just like, it would be interesting for me to know more about him and maybe why he is the way he is, but do I want to support that? I think I'm going to keep it just mere curiosity. This book is Creating Magic, based on the principles taught at the world-renowned Disney Institute by Lee Cockerell. I have had the pleasure of working at Disney and so many things, so I'm going to send this to someone else. I think there are plenty of people that would find this book very interesting, and not that I don't find it interesting, and I think it would be interesting, but I think another person is going to get to it and read it faster than me. The Bassoon King, this is by Rainn Wilson and his life, and I've had this on my shelf for years. I think I got it at my Towns Hastings going out of business sale, and oh gosh, I mean, that was a while ago. And I love The Office. Like, I was not as dedicated of a fan as other people, but my family rewatched it watched all of it like over the course of a summer, and I got kind of into it. And of course, I think Dwight is an amazing character, and I would like to get to know more about him. It's just, it has been on my shelf for years, and I haven't gotten to it. Get to it, so I'm gonna keep it, and hopefully I get to it. And then last in this category is this book called Encore Performance: How One Woman's Passion Helped a Town Tap into Happiness. This sounds like something I would enjoy as a dance teacher, and kind of the story of a dance teacher, so I'll be keeping this. Next, we have the pile of books that are in like great condition, look like new, but I have read them. So first up, we have Abby Lee Miller, Everything I Learned About Life I Learned in Dance Class. I have read this book, was a huge Dance Moms fan at the time, but I also recognize the damage it did. And I've had this idea for a while. I would love to reread this book now as a dance teacher myself, kind of like 10 years later, and talk about it from my perspective now as a dance teacher, as opposed to just a fan of Dance Moms that was also a competition dancer. So let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that video. I said that this was my favorite book, and for a while, and it's a work in progress, a memoir by Connor Franta. And I liked Connor Franta. I think because of this book, I watched his videos for a few months. I think this is I read it around the time he came out, and it was very powerful, and that was just such a big time for him. But I loved this book because of the short stories and because of the pictures. Like, it held my interest, and it was just kind of a beautiful book. And it's interesting because, like, he's not my favorite YouTuber. I mean, he's a great human and everything, but like, I can't remember the last time I watched a video of his, and that's what's hard, is I really loved this book, and I know I did, and I'm pretty sure I reread it. I'm gonna hold on to it for now. So this is Yoga Girl by Rachel Brathen. I read this in like 2015, and I really like her. I'm not even a person that does yoga,
but I really liked her story, and I think she's really personable, and I listened to her podcast for a little while, and then I discovered I was not a podcast person. And so it's her life story, also mixed with yoga and recipes and things like that. Highly recommend, love her, haven't like really caught up with her in a long time, like via watching her Instagram content and stuff, but I don't see myself rereading this, so I'm going to give it away. Last pile for this category, we have the books I have read that are not in the greatest condition or have marks. Let's do it. First up, we have All My Life for Sale by John D. Fryer. I've never actually finished this book. The concept of it is pretty fun. He sells all of his possessions like on various eBay auctions back in like 2002. And he ends up telling you like where it went. But the thing I don't like about this book, like the premise is really cool and something I'm really interested in as someone who does like to sell stuff on eBay and buy stuff on eBay. It just feels very inside jokes with friends-ish, and so it's not as fun of a read. It's just like a lot of inside jokes, and I'm like, I don't get the joke. This isn't really that interesting to me. If you focus more on the people that he met and those stories, but he tells you like who bought the item, and sometimes it's his friends, and they're like, oh, you crazy. So, yeah, I'll be giving this one away. Okay, this is Nigel Barker's Beauty Equation. Okay. I got this book because Nigel Barker was a judge on America's Next Top Model, as it says right here, as seen on America's Next Top Model. And I actually did some of these challenges because it's a book where he has challenges, but then he's mixing his own personal experience, all that stuff. And I did some of this back 2016, 2017, I don't know. So I didn't quite ever finish it, but I do think it would be fun to kind of go back and try it again and kind of also look at what Nigel says in here and then see if there's stuff he said on the show that directly conflicts with the stuff he said in here. So I will be keeping this for future content. Choosing Glee by Jenna Ushkowitz. Oh my gosh, she got so... poor thing. Like, I feel like her character just was the suckiest one on Glee. Like, they turned her character into such a joke, and you know, she was one of the OGs. She was there since season 1, and nowadays I feel like you don't hear about her as much as other alums, and just so, and I know Glee ended up being this whole crazy thing considering what's happened afterwards and what we know about certain cast members and stuff now. So I'm gonna keep this because this is something I like to believe is still nice about Glee. And also, I want to support Jenna Ushkowitz. She deserves better. And then these last two, I'm keeping them both, and I'll just explain why. It's like the Nigel Barker situation. This is Kelly Cutrone's If You Have to Cry, Go Outside. And then this is J. Alexander's Follow the Model. Both were judges on America's Next Top Model for a certain period of time. I've read both of these dog-eared pages, so thought they were important, or they had good advice. Now would love to go back over them in a we have critiqued America's Next Top Model and realized how bad it is world. So keeping those as well. So this time I'm keeping more books than I'm giving away. I'm giving away 4 books, and then I am keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, so after today's sorting, this is what my bookshelf looks like now. Here are all the books I'm keeping. As you can see, we really filled out the rest of the bottom shelf here. I moved the books I'm giving away or doing something with to the top of the bookcase, and as you can see, that's really gotten bigger today, so that is good news. And that is going to be it for this part and for this video. Thank you so much if you watched all the way through. I really appreciate it. Please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below, were there any choices of books I decided to get rid of or keep that you were surprised by? I would be curious to know. And do you have any tips for decluttering books?
because it's hard. If you enjoyed this video, also be sure to hit that red subscribe button down below and ring the bell to be notified every time I post a brand new video. And if you want even more of me, you can find me over on Instagram at louisa.ruby and or on TikTok at WeezQueen3. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon with a brand new video. Bye!